Hey, you guys, don't forget to be part of the live open discussion every Wednesday at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time here on Gotta Love Them Movies. You guys, Space Jam: A New Legacy. Let me preface this by saying I liked the original Space Jam. I thought it was fun. I thought it was interesting. I thought it was creative. I thought it was cool. But I've never been like a huge diehard fan of Space Jam. It's fun. Like I said, it's interesting. It's creative. It's clever. This trailer, I mean, look, and again, if I'm truly being honest, Michael Jordan versus LeBron James, I am all in on Michael Jordan. Again, I grew up in the 90s.
Ryan agrees with you. Yes, Ryan would totally agree with you as he hails from Chicago, and that is his team for life.
Man, like if you haven't already done so, like this has nothing to do with the Space Jam trailer, but watch the documentary series on Netflix about like the Chicago Bulls.
The Last Dance.
Thank you, The Last Dance.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's so good. You don't even have to be. I'm not a sports fan. I talk about movies. I don't care about sports. I really don't. I even used to work for the Philadelphia Phillies for 2 seasons. I don't care about sports. But that documentary, did you not know that?
I did not know that.
I was like an on the field crowd entertainer, kind of a hype man, essentially.
Because they need some entertainment.
They do.
Those fans.
Anyway, guys, so the trailer for Space Jam: A New Legacy just dropped over the weekend. And I'm not going to lie, this looks awesome. It looks awesome. You can already tell that, like, from the first, 10, 15 seconds of the trailer, it sets up a really good story with heart. LeBron James wants his son to become the next big, huge basketball star. His son doesn't care that much. I mean, yeah, he may be talented at basketball, but he wants to do other things with his life. But his father won't hear of it, and you are going to become a basketball star, kid. And then, of course, like he's going to go into cartoon land, and they're going to have this big, huge basketball tournament, blah, 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 whatever. You already know at the end of the movie, it's going to end with LeBron James coming around to the idea of like, oh, wow, I was wrong this whole time. You, son, can do anything you want. You can do anything you put your mind to. It doesn't even have to be basketball. You want to be an artist? Great. You want to be a car mechanic? Great. You want to be a school teacher? Great. You live your path. Whatever it is, LeBron James, LeBron James is going to come around to the idea of his son doing whatever it is that he wants. But LeBron James needs to go through his journey first, which is this huge basketball tournament, not against the Monstars, but against, not the Mod Squad, the Goon Squad.
Goon Squad.
Going up against the Goon Squad. I love all of the cameos from, like, he's making a list of, we need to put a team together. And of course he's listing, like, every single Warner Brothers property that they own an IP for. Superman, King Kong, Gandalf. Who else pops up in there? We obviously, King Kong has like a really great cameo. Game of Thrones, like as he's like falling through like this time and space continuum thing, you see like he's falling past Westeros and has the Game of Thrones logo that goes by. I thought that was really fun and cool. This movie is going to be jam packed full of Easter eggs. You're not even going to miss Pepe Le Pew. There's so much to look at, right? There's so much to look at. Natalie, what are your thoughts?
So I had very low expectations for this, to be honest with you. And when I saw the trailer, I was surprised that I actually got excited about it. I didn't know that they were going to go a very Ready Player One route with this, where they
Thank you for mentioning that. Thank you for mentioning that.
Which is obviously, as everyone knows, is also another Warner property. But when I saw the Iron Giant, that was the 4th player, by the way, or the second one.
Yes.
I was like, oh my God. And then you have all the Hanna-Barbera cartoons. You have the Flintstones. You have Yogi Bear.
Magilla Gorilla? I don't know how Magilla Gorilla got a cameo in this movie, but he's there.
Supposedly, Pennywise is in there. I didn't see it, but Pennywise is in the background.
So
and I guess we have to talk about this. We have to talk about the controversy that the characters that look like they're from A Clockwork Orange are in the background of the crowd.
Wait,
And people are like, wait a second, you're gonna take Pepe Le Pew out of here. But you literally have, it looks like 4 or 5 characters from A Clockwork Orange, like with the black bowler hats, the white suits. It's really unsettling. And I'm just trying to
I'm gonna have
figure
to go
out,
back
like,
and watch this
Warner,
now.
who are you going to replace there? Because there's no way you're going to get away with that. I mean, I will make an argument for Game of Thrones. It's not like it's featured heavily, but like honestly, when you think about the content of A Clockwork Orange, having any of the characters in there is kind of weird, kind of double standardy.
That's so. I never. No, I didn't see that. I hadn't heard that. Now I'm gonna have to go back through frame by frame and look at this thing because, like, again, there are so many cameos that pop up in this. So many
Yeah,
references.
there's a Jack Nicholson Joker is in there, which I thought was interesting. It looked like there was somebody from Thundercats. I actually did watch this frame by frame, and I appreciated that I did, because what I missed, either right before or right after we see the planet of Westeros flying by, he flies past a planet with a green city, and it's Oz.
Oh, interesting.
It's the Emerald City, and you can see a poppy field behind it. And what was really cool is he's still flying, and then it turns into the sepia tone tornado. So he's in the tornado of Kansas, kind of on the
Oh,
other, like the backside of the planet. There's a lot of, I'm excited, I think, for the little nuances in what they're
yeah.
doing. And I think it's a smart plan. I haven't seen Space Jam all the way through, and I'm not kidding, 20 years. But I did watch it. This trailer made me want to watch it.
Agreed.
I want to
Well,
watch
this
it
is
again.
also a huge passion project for LeBron James. He's been working on this for how long now? Like, not quite 10 years, but maybe close to somewhere between 5 and 7 years. He's been working on this for a very, very long time. And, like, obviously the Looney Tunes are beloved, probably more in pop culture than actual comedy. If you look at the Tom and Jerry movie, the comedy didn't hold up in that. Not that it was bad. Oh, sorry. It was bad comedy, but not that it was offensive comedy. It's not offensive. And I think that's where Looney Tunes gets. Same thing with the Muppets. They get to be borderline just enough that it becomes interesting and you get more of a commentary out of a joke as opposed to just, hey, let's do a fart joke and whatever. The moment where Daffy Duck says, shoot the ball, and then Yosemite Sam pulls out his guns and goes, yakka, and then Daffy Duck's mouth is off to the side. Like, that style of, I guess you can call it violence, is so cartoon.
Slapstick.
Yes, it's slapstick and it's cartoonish just enough that, like, it, you get to have a real conversation and it's actually funny enough and it's good humor. Like, it's actually good humor. That's the kind of stuff that I'm looking forward to.
Refreshing. It was refreshing. That moment, that was the first thing I thought of. I was like, oh, he actually shot the ball. Like, and with everything, all of the controversy in the world right now, over then 20 years ago when it comes to gun violence, it was refreshing that we could have that gag. Like, I'm not a part.
It's refreshing that we can have gun violence humor again.
Well, yeah, and I am not on the horn. I am not playing the horn of like, everybody's too sensitive nowadays. I think that there are certain things that deserve to be retired, and it's fine. And your characters, maybe they don't have a place in modern film, which is totally fine. Comedy itself changes. That's the whole point of comedy. Something's not funny 20 years later once you've heard it once. But I love that you could just touch on the nostalgia of it.
Yeah.
And just enough to still wrap it in and make it feel humorous.
I agree. Oh, man, I agree. Big question for you guys is, what did you think of Space Jam: A New Legacy trailer? Natalie and I are in love with this thing. Like, I'm probably gonna go see this on opening night.
Me too.
I can't wait for it. This looks so good, so fun, so interesting, bright and vibrant. And it's like, this seems like the kind of movie that we need right now. We've been needing right now. Like, the world it's kind of a dark place right now, and we just need something light and fresh and fun and silly and uplifting to go to, and like something big and bombastic. And this film is big
and silly,
bombastic and silly. Yeah. Anyway, guys, what are your thoughts? Jump on down in the comment section below and let's talk about it. All right.
I do want to say, one final thought. LeBron, I love you for making this. I love your effort, but you need some acting classes, man.
So did Michael Jordan. Jordan. Mm-hmm. Hardcore. He is best basketball player to ever live, Michael Jordan, and I will die on this hill. I mean, LeBron James is still in his career. It's possible he could eclipse Michael Jordan at some point. I'm sorry, Michael Jordan, best basketball player ever. An actor, he is not. Look at what he did in his McDonald's commercials. They were all cringeworthy, and that was like a 30-second soundbite. No. Anyway, guys, yeah. So let's move on to let's talk about our last trailer of the day, and then we're gonna get to your live questions.